Welcome to Manga, and I am Adrian Manga, and welcome to Dwarves More Powerful Than Elves and Devils? Well, that's probably just going to be a clickbait thing, but this main video is about, mainly about Charmy and her food magic and her dwarven ancestry, because I've got some questions about that, because I'll get into Charmy first, because I love Charmy when she was first introduced. She was just like a little adorable character, that like the little kid character without being a little kid, you know, without just being there and being useless. I love Charmy because she was adorable, and she wasn't just there because she had to be there. She was actually useful, and she's actually really strong. And she has two magic types, which we've only seen with people with a devil. That's essentially it. Any person with an extra magic type has either been through magic science, like with Mars, or have like a devil, like with Nox and the Dark Triad. And that really makes me wonder, how strong are dwarves? Like, dwarves have to be brought up because Charmy is really strong, and she also has a true form and a dwarf form, which makes her, when Tabata set up like her turning into a dwarf form, I thought it would be like, you know, Nelliel from Bleach? Yeah, I thought it would be like that, turning into a big sexy woman, but no, she just turned into a normal woman. And Charmy, I want to know about her food magic, although I do find it really interesting, her food magic, because she has sheep with her cotton magic, but then they turn into a wolf in sheep's clothing. I love that concept. Like, the reason that I'm coming up with this is because of yesterday's episode that came out of Black Clover. And I was wondering, like, what's with saying, why doesn't she have a second type of magic? And is this like, it's just like for her since she's a half dwarf? Because it doesn't seem to make any sense to me that she's just a half dwarf, and like that's the reason. Like, two races, like if that were to happen, say let's say Liebe were to find a nice human woman and have a child with them, would that mean that they would have like a child with two magic types? Or say even Lick's son with like the royal princess, would that mean that that child would have two magic types? I don't think that's how it works. So the only reason that the thing I'm thinking of is that, do dwarves have two magic types? Because that would allow them to be like super powerful, because then they wouldn't be as limited as most people are. Although the magic in Black Clover isn't limiting, in fact it's a really good power system, that it's really soft and yet it can be really hard. It's a very bendable power system, but it's very, you know, the structures of it. So like whenever and you can accept whenever there's like rules being bent, like somebody having an extra magic type. Like, we got that introduced, and almost as soon as it was introduced, it was broken with Mars. But you have Charmy. The only real explanation of her dual magic type is that she's a dwarf. And the only reason that this is coming to me is that dwarves like have two magic types as like their main feature, because if we just look at how powerful Charmy's cotton magic was, it was able to basically take down people real quick, real easily. I think that Charmy is just like in the Black Bulls. I think she might be in the higher end of the Black Bulls. Like I think Noelle, Asti, and Yami, as well as Noct, they are like the top four. I'm still thinking Yami is the strongest, but I think just taking on a whole bunch of stuff, I do think that when Yami is free, that he is going to surpass his limits and just start wrecking stuff. Maybe get a new form. I'd love to see that. Now, if dwarves had a second, naturally with a second magic type, could it be like fire and metal magic, and that's how they could make their magic so strong? Maybe like crafting magic, maybe, because I've seen a lot of theories that like Asta's swords were made by dwarves, and that would be cool. But we haven't seen any dwarves. The only reference to dwarves we have is Charmy, and she just doesn't have she's not even a full dwarf, she's only a half dwarf. And if we say met her parents, or maybe it was just like her father was a dwarf, he impregnated her mother and just left, we know a dwarf definitely was around in the Clover Kingdom at some point, and we know that they exist, but they, as I'm remembering it, the elves I don't think liked the dwarves too much, so there was definitely some tension there. I think maybe the humans and dwarves might have had some tension, but we don't know how the dwarves are. Like, the reason I think the dwarves could be so powerful is because they have dual magics at the same time, like for the whole species. So that would mean that possibly we could see magics, like the devils have like broken ass magic, like the word magic and the curse magic. I'm saying spatial and gravity. That's all some powerful shit, but like two magic types. Whenever we see that, that's obviously when we know that it's when a fight is really getting up, because when we see people that are literally breaking the rules, that is when the series gets good. I'm just thinking that these dual magic types, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm probably just rambling on how powerful the dwarves are. Or maybe like Charmy, the dwarves have like their main magic, and then they have like their secret magic, like their broken magic. Like Charmy's food magic, that thing is overpowered. Like just devouring magic with her wolf. In like last episode, she basically just ate a person's whole magic by eating her hair, by using like her big cooking magic. And like that's why I think the dwarves will be really powerful, because they might have two magics, which I will find awesome. And that's it. That's all I had to talk about. And dwarves, when they're introduced, are going to be very interesting, because Charmy clearly one thing, and dual magic types is most likely what makes them so powerful. And I'm fine with that. Dwarves, I really want to see. And that's it. This is Wave Manga. I'm Agent Manga. Like, comment, subscribe, and bye.